All right, we are back. Let me get a little background something. Hello. Let's see. I think you can hear me. And like I said, I need to test it to see. I prefer this view. Hope you do too, because I can see better with this one. All right, Twitch is telling me that I'm live. Woo-wee. You know what? I might just go live from my TikTok feed manually. That might be a thing. So we're getting the gist of it. We're getting the hang of it. Welcome to the Big and Serious podcast. My name is Angie Goodaz. Wow, it's been a minute. But I am back. What can I say? Hello, Happy New Year. I hope your year is beautiful. I just want to see if you can actually hear me. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to my channel. Let's see. Ooh, you can hear me. I love it. All right. That's cool. All right. So I think because I did not tell the system that I was going live off of Twitch, so we're going to use our resources, right? We're going to use the resources and run over to TikTok and see what's talking over there. Please feel free to chat with me. Oops. Wrong thing. Hold on. I don't know what I just did. Why did I touch that? Let's go back. All right, hold on. Let's stop that. Disrespectful. There we go. Shout out to Willie Dunn Productions. He created both of my logos. So the Angie Goodaz logo, as well as the Big and Serious logo. And this rhythm that you hear right now, this is exclusive for me. It is called Casamigos, and it was created by Willie Dunn himself. So if you want to hit him up for logos, beats, counseling, he's got his head on his shoulders. Definitely hit him up. Go over to his IG and follow him. The producer Willie Dunn, or Willie Dunn the producer. I think later on in the show I'll share a little interweb business, and we can go find them over on Instagram together. But Willie Dunn, you done know. Enough love to you. Thank you for everything. Thank you. So yeah, this is the very first Big and Serious podcast episode. Again, my name is Angie Goodaz. It has been a good, 3-4 months since I've been here, and since I've been live, and just been doing stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go live over here on Twitch as well. Big up to the Twitch family. Says you got a link. What? Oops. Oh, I don't want any templates. Hold on. Oh no. What's it saying to me? Oh, okay. I don't think I'm going to go live on TikTok today because, you're asking me for too much right now. We're not doing all that. So, all right, let's get some business done. So my earrings, I got these earrings from Goodaz. Let me go over to Instagram right now and tell you the business. As we wait for a few more people to walk in, say hello, say what's up. I'm sweating. I'm in Jamaica, so it is hot over here. or I am hot over here. But I do have some beautiful water. I have tea as well. We'll see if I'm going to get into the tea or not. Yeah, go over to the Angie Goodaz page on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. Oops. Oh no, there we go. Sorry about that. Hi, DJ Pasta Wagwan. Let me get back my background music. Hello, DJ Pasta. One of the OGs from the blender. Big up yourself. Welcome to the Big and Serious podcast. My Wi-Fi is bad. Is it? I was trying to do the most for a second there. How is it now? Let me know. I am in Jamaica though, so kind of got to work with what we got. But let me know. I did try to go over and do something else on my laptop. Probably wasn't the smartest thing, but I was trying to ting, So we do have a really cool interview today. Mommy Goodaz. And the reason why I'm going to interview Mommy Goodaz today is because, this podcast was supposed to start on her birthday, but we were in the country and the Wi-Fi there absolutely could not do this, which is fine. It's cool. But, interviewing her today because I want you to see the importance of talking to your family members about their journeys and where they've come from and where they're going and, things like that. So in terms of Mama Goodaz, we're going to talk about when she went to Canada from Jamaica. And, I won't spill the tea on that. I know the story, but I'm going to talk to her just so that you can, put yourselves into the habit of talking to your peoples. You got to talk to your peoples, right? It's a chip out like banana chips. Okay, maybe I'm going to take off my background music. Hold on, let me see. All right, I'm going to get out of the YouTube studio. Is this any better? Let me know. It should be fine though, because it's the same internet that I used when I used to be on the Mix-Up Show. So it should be okay. I mean, there's been no change to any of that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. But it seems to be showing smooth on mine. Maybe it's your Wi-Fi. Can I be bright? DJ Pass and be like, maybe it's your Wi-Fi, sir. Maybe it's yours. Because my Wi-Fi, honestly, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the YouTube feed. Big up yourself. He's tuned in from YouTube. I'm looking at the YouTube feed. No, you're tuned in from Twitch. But I'm looking at the Twitch feed, and it's smooth. I'm gonna say it might be your internet. I stress you. Come to stress me out in a DJ Pass. I don't know. But it's really smooth over on mine, so maybe it's your internet, because Mama Goodaz, she really made sure that there was proper internet over here. Yes, so nice, right? Big up, baby Goodaz. Wagwan, baby girl. What is going on? Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? My music, I forgot to loop it. So give me a second here. Give me a minute. All right, let me loop it because I'm not going to be playing with this all night. All right, so it's looped. There we go. We're good over there. I don't have to touch that again. Baby Goodaz, how's the internet? Talk to me, baby girl. How is the internet over there? Baby Goodaz says congratulations. Thank you, mama. Thank you. Tell me how the internet stayed, because DJ Pasta says me a chip like banana chips and me no know. Me never eat none today. Me never get my plantain chips today. And Imala make my bust a little sweat. You see, baby Goodaz says it look good, DJ Pastor. You know, say me and you go war. Me and you go war. Are your internet, no brother? Are your internet? Fix it and forward back. So yeah, as I was saying, I want to show you who I got. All right, baby Goodaz says it looks good for her. And like I said, this internet has not changed from the time that I was doing the mix-up show. Big up to the mix-up show, Mr. Houdini, Tenor One. Big up yourselves. Big up your status. You can tune into them on Saturdays, by the way, from 7 to 11 on Twitch. So go over there, jump in the blender, you know, all the shenanigans, the music, and all that fun stuff that they do over there. As for me, I'm over here. But what was I saying? The internet's still the same, brother. The internet never changed, you know. So we're just at the same platform, different titles, different address, you know. So I don't feel my thing, your thing. So sort it out, brother. Sort it out. So like I was saying, Mama Goodaz is going to come in, and at 7:30 we're going to have a conversation with her. I'm really excited because listen, the fact that she's willing is sweet. So, you know, we're going to celebrate that. The fact that she's willing to come over here and chat is beautiful. So we're going to have a conversation with her over here. But like I said, I am going to jump into Instagram for a second and find the person that made my gorgeous earrings. And while I'm doing that, let me take a moment to big up DJ Glenn C on the outside. Big up your status, DJ Glenn C, Volume 7 Sounds. I think he still plays music. You can follow him on Twitch. He's in my suggested accounts on Twitch. Definitely follow him. Listen, that when I talk about being a musical genius, as far as being a DJ, knowing their audience, understanding music, and being able to mix it up, he is all of that. Like, he's amazing. So make sure you go over, follow him, and click on the notifications bell so that you can find out when he goes live. All right, so here, I'm going to share this. I want you to screenshot this if you're interested in my earrings. All right, let me screen share this. All right. Okay. Goddess Shy, I hope I'm saying it right. I really hope I'm saying it proper. Goddess Shy. Amazing, amazing lady. I actually interviewed her at Sessions with Sage, and she makes jewelry. So my earrings I got from Goddess Shy. So here, let me make sure that you can see this properly. Yes. See, you can see the thing for the interview, but Goddess Shy is on here, and she's who I got my earrings from, because I know somebody's going to ask me, so I'm clearing that up right now. Oh, okay, let me turn down the music, no problem. I can definitely do that. How's that? Is that better? Let me know if that's better. I turned it down for you, DJ Paso. I'm not live on TikTok. I know, Avanal. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened over there. But I'm live on YouTube, from what I understand, and I'm live on Twitch. I will jump over and see if I can get live on TikTok in a second. I know TikTok is really where I should have gone to first, right? All right, let me see here. I'm messing with my phone, because what I might have to do is do a double feed for now until I can actually deal with my streaming device and get it done properly. Okay, DJ Pasa, I'm very happy that it's better. That's good. That's good. You see, may I work with you? May I work with you? All right, let's see. Go live. Oh, Lord. Okay, it wants the link. Hold on. Where's my pen? Anyway, so Goddess Shy actually, let me not get sidetracked here. Goddess Shy actually also made this bracelet. You can see it. This is the Eye of Horus bracelet. So yeah, go check her out. She makes amazing jewelry. She's a beautiful soul. She can do custom work as well. So yeah, man, go check her out and see Wagwan. I do have a topic, but I think I'm going to get into it after I talk to Mama Goodaz, just because she's coming in like 5 minutes and we can't have her waiting, right? But in the meantime, while she's getting ready to jump in over here, I'm going to see if I can go live on Twitch. And I'll be honest with you, it was giving me a bit of a warm time. I mean, like, I don't even know why. Like, can you be nice? Can you be nice to me? Yeah. But okay, here, I'm gonna tell you the topic today so you can think about it and we can actually have a conversation and vibe about it. But today's topic is success. Are you afraid of it? Like, are you genuinely okay with being successful and all the things that come with it? Are you okay with it, or does it make you a little bit nervous? And I'll tell you my thoughts and all of that on success in a bit, but let's put that in here. Today's topic, after we talk to Mama Goodaz, today's topic is success. Right? How do you feel about it? Like, are you actually genuinely cool with being successful, or is it a thing where you're like, eee? All right. Bear with me for one quick second, guys. Let me see if I can get us up and running on TikTok. Oh. I don't know if I want to try to do both from here, but say I can do it from here on my connected device. Well, I think we'll just do it from here. Hold on. Are you ready? Yes. Sorry? It's up to you, baby girl. It's what makes you comfortable. Hold on. Let's see if we can get something going on here. Okay, TikTok is not allowing me to do what I need to do, so I'll have to play with it another time because I don't have time for this today. I'm not messing with it today. Yeah, like what's that all about? What? Yeah, it's not letting me do what I want to do, so it's okay. We good. It's fine. So no Twitch today, okay? We'll try to have Twitch up and running for next week. Mummy's in the background. Is she? Did she see you and run away, Alvinal? She's like, oh God, Alvinal, I gotta go. Let me give her microphone. Oh, you? Why not? You look gorgeous. Nobody can see your feet. I'm barefoot. All right. Okay, so Mama Goodaz is coming to talk to me. I won't ask you. I'm not gonna. Come on now. Do you trust me? That's what I should ask you. Do you trust me? Not to do anything bad, because I gotta live with you. You can come closer. Here, I'm gonna pin your mic to you. Say something so we can see if they can. Well, actually, see. Look at that.
Okay.
All right, so this is Angie Goodaz, and we're just gonna get right into the conversation with Mama Goodaz. Baby Goodaz is throwing up hearts. Here, let's turn the lighting. So let's turn the lighting up. Woo-wee! So anyway, why am I interviewing my mom? Well, first of all, because don't you want to meet the brilliant lady that made me? Baby Goodaz would say it's not all about you, Mom. Anyway, interviewing Mama Goodaz because, there we go. Interviewing Mama Goodaz because, well, first of all, she has an amazing story that I don't think gets to be shared that often. Right? I don't think her story gets to be shared. And I'm talking about, she's like, what story are we talking about? Yeah. When you left Jamaica at 18 years old and went to Canada, not knowing anybody, not having any family up there, and staying for over 50 years.
Wow.
It's a long time. And then making Canada your home, creating your own family, meeting your man, your life partner, being with him, bringing your family over, and then saying, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking. That's the story we're talking about, Mama Goodaz. So don't worry. And her name is Mama Goodaz, and that's all you got to know. So welcome to Big and Serious.
Thank you for having me.
It is an honor to be here with you today. When I say cheerleader, this lady is like one of my biggest support people. Even today we were on the road, and she was like, we were outside. We were out with family. Big up my family on the outside. And she was like, look, if we're not going to get back in time for Angie to do her show, we'll take a taxi home. We'll take a taxi home. And I was sitting there like, you know, say that woman, I love me. Because she didn't have to say that, right?
No, but you know, I always want you to succeed because I know there's brilliant in you. You know, you have that part of you that is, you know, just shine. So for you wanting to do something and it would be your first time doing it, I didn't want you to be late. I didn't want you to miss out on doing it. So whatever it would take for us to get back home on time, I would do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Right, DJ Pasta? DJ Pasta says, wow. Yeah, and I mean, it's not to say like it's Jamaica. It's hot. Today was what, 31 degrees in the shade? Brethren. And she was still like, we'll take a taxi and go home. You know, we grabbed food early. She fed me. Listen, this lady, like, I know not everyone is blessed to have good parents or good mothers. I can honestly say I had amazing parents who were very supportive. But like my mom fed me before I came on the show. Like, and I mean, I'm big, what would they say? In my big old tough age, you know, she's still doing things to make sure that I'm okay. So I'm so appreciative. Alvinal says if she was late. Alvinal, you know what happened? I couldn't hear any sound on my laptop. And I was busting up like the rag. I was sweating buckets because I could not get any sound on my laptop. So I had to like play with it and whew, you know, that's why I was late. All right. DJ Pasta says, make sure you pay her back the taxi fare. But we never ended up taking the taxi home.
We waited. They kind of hurry up when we get home on time.
Yeah, they big up the family still because they were very supportive too. And they were like, oh, okay, we got to go. So even they have to actually now go back tomorrow to get what they needed because I had to come home. So no, we didn't actually end up taking the taxi, but the taxi was very much on the table of something that we were going to do.
Right.
So they allow me, and even with when I was on the Mix-Up Show, and I mean, I would say some outlandish things, or we would have some outlandish conversations that my mom was really like,
I would lock myself in the room.
She locked herself in the room so she wouldn't have to hear me with the foolishness, as she says. Not this foolishness on the show, but we just had all kinds of topics that, you know, she might not want to hear her daughter talking about, which is understandable, right? But back to the reason why so Mommy, let me give you your flowers in front of all of the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you for being who you are. Yeah, thank you for being a good daughter. You're a good daughter. And you know, I'm not gonna say I think that I'm blessed. I am blessed to have a daughter like you.
Wow.
You know, one who would. Sometimes I have to say to you, you forget that I grew up in Canada. I can find my way around. Because if I have to do anything now in my whole age, you just drop it, and I have to go with my mom.
I gotta go with my mom.
Yeah,
Mommy
so
needs me.
I appreciate that, and I love you. You're a good daughter. And if I should add to being a good daughter, I would say you're what I prayed for before I even start having kids. Before I even I was young. I was still going to school, but I always said, if and when I start having kids and I have a girl, I wanted a pretty girl with full eyes, tall hair, and gotta hear me, give me exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna say I'm always happy with something.
Well, I mean,
but
I have to give you a run for
you
your
know,
money
but
sometimes.
yeah, but yeah, you're a good daughter.
Thank you.
And thanks for being who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for putting up with us, because it wasn't just me, it was your dad and myself.
Yeah.
You know, and you were always there. So thanks.
Yeah. I mean, you guys made it. I mean, honestly, like I said, I know people not everybody has the same dynamic, the same family dynamic. And June, big up your status.
And
but I mean, I was blessed. Like I cannot sit here and say any issues or any things that I went through growing up or in my lifetime. I can't say any of it was because of you or dad, you know.
And let me say this before I get into any problem. I have good children.
Oh no, I'm her favorite.
I'm not getting in that. I'm not getting in trouble. But yeah, my 2 sons, 1 daughter. Wow. Great kids. Plus my granny, my Jima B, and 2 grandsons. I am blessed. I am blessed. I get a good daughter-in-law, had a good son-in-law. I'm blessed. You know.
And I even let her keep her son-in-law, even though he's no longer my husband.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
I'm just kidding. She decided to keep him, so had to just work with it. Love you too, my auntie and June. One of the people we were on the road with today and rushed to get me home. So flowers to all of you. But before they think that this is just an ego fest for me, it's not. Let me big up Gamba for the ring. You know what it is. And I just want to say kisses. I'm not sure y'all get it back still in a brother, but you don't know. This was my grandfather's ring, by the way. So anyway, Mommy, one day you're in Lioneltown. How old were you?
I was 18. 18
years old in Lioneltown. And a man said, I'm sending people to Canada.
What's the sadness? We found him.
Talk to teens.
Yeah, it was my cousin, you know, my mom niece, and she's like a mother to me. So we call her Sister Agnes. It was she. I finished high school and I was down there just spending time because I'm from the country. And she heard about this man that is sending people away to Canada. You know, so she says to me, I'm gonna send you, go tell Papa that there's a man here who is helping people to go to Canada. You know, and she gave me the fear. And I jumped on the bus to go back home to tell my dad.
And it was not an easy journey, like to go from where she was to where she needed to go. Oh, big good old Suzette, huh? You take Suzette. You know? Suzette is the bus.
Suzette or Greyhound.
Or Greyhound.
Yeah, was one of them. A green line. I don't know for sure. Remember for sure. But yeah.
So you rush home. You find your father, who was a farmer, probably in the field, or was he home?
He wasn't even home.
He wasn't home.
He was like 2 miles away from home in another field that we have.
Yeah.
Still have it now. And so I drop everything home and I walk another
2 miles.
Another 2 miles just to go tell him. I walked.
You walked. So,
Yeah.
okay, let me ask you this. From the time that you left the city, the town, to get to the country, how long was that?
That would to get to where my dad was in the field. Wow. Because from there to where home was at the time, that would have taken me maybe about 3 hours or
Wow.
2.5 hours. And remember, not having your own transportation, you have to wait on public transportation. So you could be looking at more time to get there.
Right.
You know, so I got there maybe because I would left where I was early enough to get there on time. So most likely I could have got the 1 o'clock bus from the capital.
There. Yeah. Oh, okay.
To get to where I was going.
To go.
Yeah. So, I would get up there maybe about 2 o'clock.
Wow.
And then maybe get to where my dad was, maybe getting ready to come back home. So I would probably get to my dad maybe another 2 hours.
Wow.
And then we all came back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you grab him. Alvinal says something when he's saying, I told her all the time that she is amazing. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that lovely comment just now, Alvinal. Okay, so you grab him. Hey, Dad, I got a message for you. I need to talk to you.
And my mom was together.
They were both in the field.
Yes, they were both in the field.
You see, husbands and what? Look here. Having all the children, I'm going to venture off on a different path for a second. Having all the children and still in the field with her husband.
Yeah. I don't remember if they were planting corn or gungu, but my mom was a big fan of planting gungu.
Wow.
So whichever one it was, but they were there together.
They were in the field together. So I know for me, and I'm sure anybody can attest to this, as a child, you got to go to the parents. Now, usually we're trying to get to one and warm them up to go to the other, but you were like, both of them were there.
Both of them were there.
What were you thinking? What were your thoughts? Like,
at the time, it didn't really. I wasn't even scared of telling them because I was anxious to hear what my dad would say.
So you're like, I gotta
get
this.
So I just knocked them with it, and just say, my cousin sent me to tell you about this person.
Yeah.
And to see if you want to help me to go, for him to send me.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't hesitate.
He was like, all right.
He said, yeah, I'll go back to, let me say Mary and tell her to find out, get some more information and tell you, and you come back to me.
So, oh my goodness. So hold on. So I remember there's no phones then. So it's not like you could pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, Mary, I need more information. So you leave the town.
But I didn't go back the same day.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. If you turn around and, Suzette, we have to go back.
No, I didn't go back the same day. The following day.
You left the following day?
Following morning, early morning. Early bus. 6 o'clock out in the village, coming down.
You were determined,
coming from Christiana through the little town districts. And so at 6 o'clock, I was on catching that bus to go back down there to give her, to tell her
the message.
To give her the message that my dad relayed to me.
So how long did she take to get the information that he wanted?
No, we went back the same day to see the man.
Instantly?
Yeah, after I get there and told her what my dad said, she went right back to see the man.
With you?
With me. And he told her what to be done, what I need passport and I need this. And she said, okay, go back and tell it this is this. And so I went back to tell my dad. My dad came back now to see the man in person.
So he came with you down to the town now to see the person and have a conversation.
And they had a conversation.
Because, dads got to protect their babies, right? So he has the conversation. How long from the time that he decided he's sending you was it before you were on that airplane?
Maybe months.
A few months?
Maybe months because I had to get passport So I had to take pictures. That same gentleman looked after the passport.
Okay, so you didn't have to go to
I
Kingston
didn't have to
do
go
it.
to Kingston.
Okay.
Yeah, he go in with everything,
Okay.
sort out the passport, and came back, and I have my passport.
Wow.
And he charged a fee
to get the passport.
I think he charged. Yeah. Well, you have to pay. You have to pay for your passport,
Right.
then. But I think he himself charged a fee to do all of that. So.
It's water, people. All right, so now you go through the process, you get on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy, tell me the situation on the plane, because you got on the plane and you only knew one person on that plane?
Yeah, this man that was sending away people, he had a routine where he would not send you alone. But I didn't know. I only knew that after the fact that he would not send one person by themselves unless that person knew somebody overseas, in Canada.
Right.
So, but if I am going, you're going, and you knew somebody and I don't, he would make sure that I go with you. We were on the same flight.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met, I think we were introduced to each other before we traveled together.
Oh, so he was like, this is your new bestie.
Yeah. So that girl knew somebody. She was bringing up something for that person, So he makes sure we both travel together.
So you travel together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get here.
I get to the airport.
You get to the airport. What happens at the airport?
Well,
and mind you, this is like what year was this?
1971.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got to the airport and off the plane through immigration. When I got to immigration, they asked me, who am I going to? What's the purpose of my trip? And I said, I'm coming for vacation. Well, now I'm turning 19. I said, I'm going for a vacation. And all he looked at me and said, enjoy yourself. That's it.
And that's it.
And we walked out.
And she was, and the girl you were with was with you?
Was with me, yeah.
So you both walk out together?
Both walk out together.
And at that point now, are you like...
We're outside.
You're outside.
She's waiting for the person. Because she know who she was bringing the stuff for. She know the person.
Right.
But I didn't know them.
Right.
So they came for her. They came to get the stuff. Apparently she's going to go with them.
Okay.
I didn't know the plan.
Okay.
And then when she got in the car, before she get in the car, she said to them, we're traveling together and she can't leave me.
That's nice.
Yeah. So they said, come with them.
Wow.
So when I showed them the address that I'm supposed to go, they said, oh, it's close by.
Okay.
So we can drop you there. But it was cold. It was in November.
So you didn't have any winter clothes?
Yeah. My cousin came back from Bermuda.
Okay.
And she for the first time, I'm going to wear pants.
So you never used to wear pants?
I never used to wear pants. Growing up in a Christian home, I never used to wear pants.
Really?
So my outfit for coming to Canada, I got the tailor to build me a pants. Yeah, and the dressmaker made me the top from the material, so a pantsuit I had.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
So it was cold, but I wasn't that cold because I had a jacket. My cousin came back from Bermuda, and she gave me a jacket.
Okay.
So I had that little. It wasn't like a thick winter. It was more like a spring jacket. Now that
okay. Now that you're
Yeah. So I had the jacket, and so I wasn't really cold.
So you actually came equipped because you had your pantsuit, you had your jacket, you had your luggage, you had a girl with you that was like, all right, we're traveling together, and you went with them.
Right. They said come, so we went to the address that I'm supposed to go. But when they rang the doorbell, nobody answered.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So nobody answers and you go back with them?
Yes. They didn't leave me. They said, all right, come with me. We'll try in the morning.
Was there any part of you that was like, I wonder if I could be possibly in danger?
No, I had no fear.
What?
I had no fear. It didn't dawn on me that So if these people don't answer me, where am I gonna go? Or what? I had no fear. I had no fear, but let me tell you something. God is real. Because I remember my dad prayed for me that Sunday. It was on a Sunday that I traveled.
Mhm.
He prayed for me that Sunday morning before we left. They came to the airport with me too. But
Mhm.
I remember my dad praying for me.
Wow.
And honestly, when I get here to Canada, it didn't even seem like a problem. Nobody answered the doorbell that I'm supposed to go to. I have names, I have everything,
Mhm.
and I wasn't afraid.
You're like, it's okay.
I don't know. There was no fear,
Okay.
you know.
So they don't answer the door. You go back with them,
I went back with them,
and the next day you went back again
and
to
the
the
next
address.
day we went back to the address, and still no answer.
No answer.
No
To this
answer.
day, has anybody answered that?
Excuse me, I don't know. I didn't go back there.
Oh, so you only went twice, and then you were like, that's it.
Yeah, I went twice. Sorry.
So the second time around, what was your thought process the second time now? Nobody's answered again.
Nobody answered again. So no, I'm on my own. The other girl, we're together. We're still together.
Mm-hmm.
Because those folks, they didn't say, oh, you have to go or you can't stay, because they were also visitors here at the time. And everybody was like illegal. You know. So it's like I found a new family.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
you're all in the same struggle together.
We're all in the same struggle, but they were here ahead of me.
Right. So they kind of mapped out the path a little
They
bit.
were working and everything. And so, yeah.
Wow.
So they kept us.
Yeah.
But it was a big house, eh? But it was like where you would find people rent a furnished room.
Oh, so you're renting rooms in this house.
Yeah,
it's like a rooming house almost.
Yes. So there was one room there for rent. And I had enough money because my dad made sure that I came up. When I came, I had money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this was before Jamaica got into the whole kerfuffle with Cuba and America saying, well, we're going to block your economy. So Jamaica's dollar was strong.
Jamaica dollar was stronger than the American dollar when I came here in 1971.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had a couple dollars well on me.
But didn't you feel like you left a rich country to come to a poorer country then?
It's only like later on when I look back and I realized Jamaica was a rich country when I came here.
Yeah.
When I came to Canada.
Yeah.
Because the Jamaican dollar was
powerful.
Was powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So now let's fast forward a little bit. You come. Now you've decided you're staying.
Mm-hmm.
You're renting your room with your
My
traveling
friend.
partner.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for work.
Looking for work. Looking for work. Oh my God. Looking for work. Those were the days. Looking for work.
How what was that like?
You know, we took it as if we have to find work. So we were down in Spadina those days. Spadina was the, what you call it, industrial hotspot, industrial area.
Right.
It was just all machine sewing.
Okay, seamstress,
okay.
Whatever.
Whether it's to make bags, but it's stitching on the machine, using the machine.
Oh wow! So this is when they say manual labor, they literally mean
doing anything.
You got to make 10 handbags today, type of thing.
Because they used to have that's piecework.
Oh, so I do a piece.
So no. You have to do certain amount to make certain amount of money.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
So if we're gonna pay you back that, okay, let's be realistic. So it's 1970. So I'm gonna pay you 15 cents, but you have to make like
you have to make maybe certain amount of bags
before I pay you.
Before you get paid. But the thing is, those days you work a hour and you decide you're not working anymore, I'm done. They pay you.
Oh, really?
And you walk out and you get another job. Yeah.
Can we get that back, please?
Yeah, it's no more.
Can we get that back?
Spadina and Adelaide.
Spadina and Adelaide. Mm-hmm. So if you go into a job, so if you walk into the job and you're like, Man, you do an hour and you're like, I don't like making these bags. You just walk out the door and
Just
go get
walk
another.
out the door
You
and
walk out the door, they pay
They
you,
pay you,
and you just go find another
and
job.
you find another job. Find another job.
Do you feel like we're getting ripped off right now?
You find another job. Yeah, it was for I don't know. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, well,
You know, because you're not tied to anybody. You know,
yeah.
you can't push you around. Don't push me. I'm gone. Even though I had no.
No. You were like loud and proud, like wrong and strong type of thing.
You know.
So okay, the racism. Looking for work back then, did you experience?
I did not experience that.
Really?
No. Where you would quick to experience racism is if you're renting. If you want to rent a place, and you would call it up,
Yeah.
and they would say come, but from you go and they find you're black, it's rented.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they'll take your labor, like you could work for them, but you can't
You
live in their
can't
space,
live.
like rent
There
their
was
place.
racism though in the workforce.
Mm.
I mean, no, we're not talking about that, but he experienced that.
That did.
Yeah, because he had the English accent, and you know, and then they say come, he took all his tools and he went, and then when they look at him with his name,
Yeah.
they expect a white person.
A white person. He had a very white name.
Yeah.
My dad.
So when they saw him, they said, "Oh, position is filled."
Wow.
Yeah. So it was there.
Interesting. So, what was your like favorite? Because I'm sure you went job hopping at that point. Like you just
At the time, knowing the situation, it's like anything you get, you're gonna take it.
Okay.
Because you need to survive.
right.
You know. So there was no specialty in what you're looking for. You're just looking for a job.
Right. Just I got to pay the bills.
So yeah, and there was no bill, just
Just the little
rent.
room, the room
Yeah,
rent, and that
yeah.
was it.
So you had no. It was not like I'm definitely looking for this. This is what I want.
Yeah.
You know,
You just like whatever that I
like
get.
whatever I get, I'll take.
Okay.
You know, from babysitting to housekeeping to working in the factories, anything you get then, because you know you as we would say home, beggars are not choosers.
Yeah.
So you can't go say I'm applying for this job because even you have the qualification. You know, you just have to take what you
given.
what you get. Yes.
So you leave. Okay, you leave the country. You go to the town, and then you come all the way across the pond. Like you definitely came across the pond to get into Canada. How did you navigate getting around? Like the transit system, like tax in Canada, like the taxis, like what was that?
The bus was there. TTC was there.
Okay.
TTC was there, and remember, we're new in Canada, and learning the bus system. If I want to go to Spadina, which way do I go to take the bus? And it's not like one bus would take you from where I was staying to Spadina. You have to change. But we use the TTC and use it well. I used to get on the subway. When I get on the subway, I read the map.
Okay.
That's one thing with me. I figure out north, south, east, and west. So if I get on the subway and I want to go east, I look at the map in the subway because it show you from where you are, the next stop if you're going east, or the next stop if you're going west.
Okay.
So if I'm going east and I get on the westbound, the next stop I know I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
So I get off, get upstairs, go down to the next side, and I'm gone.
So how much time did you take looping in the subway?
Not much, because young, you're jumping, you just jump off the subway, up the stairs. if you need a, well, you're still inside the subway, so you don't need no transfer.
Right.
So you just run down to the next side
Okay.
and get the train. And
Thank
sometimes you're lucky enough, so by the time you get on the next side, there's another train coming. So you're not wasting any time.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm out. I gotta go.
I'm in and out. Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever like look at the independence that you have now gained and thought to yourself, well, returning home is not an option now at this point? Like, I'm too independent to go back there? Or were you like, when you got here, you were like, this is it?
When I moved back home?
When you here, I'm saying here like we're in Canada. When you got to Canada, was there any piece of you that was like, all right, I'm staying here, like regardless, come what may, I'm staying in Canada?
No. After a while, I start missing my family, because I'm from a big family.
Yeah.
I start missing my brothers and sisters, my dad. My dad was in England for a while, and I start missing them. So at one point, I really want to come back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was no phone, so it's letter writing.
You're writing a
letter. So you would write a letter, and it takes maybe a month to go and come back with answers, you know. So I'd write home, and I would tell my parents that I want to come home. And my dad was supportive. He said, "You want to come home? Come home."
Oh, wow.
Just come home.
Yeah.
You know, but no, I had a whole lady. We used to go church together. When I was blessed, because when I got there, I met some older folks. And when I said I want to go home, I remember she said to me, "Me picking, you have to stay upon crooked and cut straight." Yeah.
You have to stay upon crooked and cut straight.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah. So
okay.
She said, "Don't go home." She said, "Don't." And I listened to her. I had my cry sessions, and you know, but I stick it out.
So what advice would you give for somebody who has newly emigrated, like whether it's to Canada from another country, like somebody who has left and gone to a new country? What piece of advice would you give them?
You know what? I would let them know. For the first, it's not going to be easy. As we would say, it's no feathery bed of rose there. But if you have intention, determination, you have a plan. Maybe I didn't have a plan then, or I shouldn't say that, because when I went there, I wanted to go back. My plan was to go back to school. That was really why my dad insisted on me going, because he would say, "Girl, find a school and go back here in Jamaica." And I would say, "I want to go away. I don't want to go back to no school here." So when I went away, it was really to go back to school.
Okay.
You know, so I would encourage anyone that go. Sometimes we don't find it the way how we expect it to be.
Right.
But just hang in there. Think positive. Work towards whatever you know, plans you have. You know, and stay there, because I would say home is nice, it's good, you know, but sometimes you find the benefits, it's more privilege to do things that you would want to do.
Yeah.
You know, so hang in there. It's not easy, but hang in there.
Yeah.
You know, and eventually things, if you have that ambition and that drive, it will come true.
It'll come true.
It will work out.
Wow.
It would take a lot. It takes a lot. You know, but it will work out.
Do you ever have situations back then? So we're talking about young Mama Goodaz before she was a mom. Did you ever have situations where you're like, okay, I got to dig deep now within myself in order to overcome this thing so that I can move forward? Like, do you have any situations where you're like, I would have given up, but, well, aside from when the lady told you to dip on crooked and cut straight, but otherwise, like, where you were just like, okay, so my dad would be like 40, whew, and shake it off, and he would go. Did you have any, like, Were there more situations like that than
that I want to just pack up and come home? No, no. I had my ups and downs, but I was determined to make it, because when I left Jamaica and I went home, I said in 5 years I'm gonna go back home.
Oh, so you had a game
Because
plan.
I had a game plan, because I was thinking at the time that it is easy to do it. You know, you
Okay.
go in 5 years, you do what you want to do, and you return home. But at my age, it wasn't. But I didn't make it in 5, but I make it in 50 years later. You know,
you still came back. Yeah,
I came back because
and
it was my heart desire to one day to return back.
Yeah, and I know for us, like as your children, you made it very clear that one day I will not be living in Canada.
Yeah.
So you guys need to make sure you're good, because I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, it was always a part of the plan. So it was never like maybe one day I'm gonna go back. Like it was always like, Zantale, big up your status. It was always like, I'm going back.
Yeah, I wanted to come back. I really wanted to come back home. Yeah.
And then you were blessed to have a partner who was on the
blessed
same.
to have a partner after leaving home at 13 years.
He left home at 13.
Grew up, in England, and then still wanted to come back home.
Wow.
It was a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you find a partner and that one might not want to return back to their country, but he wanted to come back home. So it was, it was just a pleasure to have him, and we were on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength.
So for you, did you, and I'm going to go off on a path. I'm not going to take you far down that path because I got to live with you. I ain't trying to get killed. Knowing that you wanted to come back to Jamaica, was it always like in the back of your mind that my partner has to be Jamaican?
Jamaican, I'm sorry.
Huh?
Yes.
Always wanted a Jamaican.
Yeah.
There's something about Jamaican men.
I didn't want to. I was not interested in another. I'm sorry, I'm not.
No, it's your preference, right? Like this is your.
I always wanted a man from home.
Okay.
I always wanted a Jamaican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always wanted a Jamaican.
Got it. And it makes it easier to be able to come back.
Yeah, to come back.
Right.
And look how things work. It's like a stone throw.
Yeah, and that part, even that story is crazy because so for those you wouldn't know, so I'm gonna tell you very loosely, Mom. But the town that Mom was in when she got the message about the guy who's sending people to Canada is the same town that my dad is from, but my dad was already gone at the time. Long time gone out of that town at the time.
Yeah.
You knew his dad. No, well, his dad was gone already.
His dad was not there. He was gone.
He was
already.
Gone. So you knew his
grandmother,
or you didn't know them?
I didn't know them. I did not know them, but I knew the location that he was from.
Really?
Yes, but I didn't know that he was from there.
Right.
Either.
So you would just kind of, did you know people in that yard? Kind of thing?
No.
Okay.
No. As a girl, and there we would ride on Sunday evening around the town. So I know that area, but not knowing who was there or who what.
So was there a chance that I just, life to me is like really funny in these ways, but was there a chance that you probably would have ridden past his yard as a young girl?
I did.
You did.
I did, but let me back up. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Maybe I missed something. I knew one of his cousins.
Oh, you knew one of his cousins.
But I didn't know they were cousins until way down the road.
Yeah.
So I knew one of his cousins before I left Jamaica.
Right.
I knew him as a young kid because we were all kids at the time. You know.
So you knew one of his cousins.
I knew him. Yeah.
And you had a friend that had come to Canada, and he was friends with
him.
Dad,
which
is crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, and that friend of mine left a month ahead of me.
Right.
So he
through the same guy?
Yes, I think it was the same person.
Wow.
I think it was the same person. I don't know for sure because we never discussed
Yeah.
it, but I think it was the same person.
Right.
So he left a month ahead of me. And the game plan was, okay, when you go, I said, I'm coming. So, but how are we going to get in touch? Because I didn't know where he was going.
Right.
So it so happened that he was my cousin's baby dad, and he wrote home to her. And then I left before he wrote.
Okay.
So when I wrote back to my cousin, she sent me his address.
Okay.
So it so happened that your dad brought him to come and find me.
Bonkers.
Yeah. So, and then
The rest is history.
That was history.
Yeah. He fell in love with the afro.
Yeah, the afro.
He fell in love with the
big
big afro. So he says the afro was what caught him, the afro and the skin.
Big afro.
Yeah. And he said the bum too, but we won't get into that. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes left in our conversation. Anything, I mean, aside from having us amazing children, okay, here, let me take you on a different path. Any accomplishments in your career as a working person in Canada that you're like, I did that?
Like
anything that stands out to you that you're like aside from like, okay, in your mind, leaving a legacy in Canada, aside from your children and like their children, is there anything that you're like, I did this and this maybe made things better for other people coming down the road behind me? Do you know what I mean?
Like
whether it's battling a racist boss or...
Oh yeah, yes. I run into a situation at one point on the job where I was pulled from my position to go to another location because there was certain people coming through. So, and I was sent to another location and couldn't understand why. Why did you move me? What's going on? There was nothing going on at that point where you sent me. So why? And I was told to keep quiet. You're there to work. And I said, oh yeah? Really? Yeah. Keep quiet. You're here to work. You do whatever you're told to do. I said, really? And the person said yes. And I said, okay, we see. So I didn't take it lightly. After I went back to my position, I asked my supervisor, I said, why did you guys done such and such a thing? Why? Oh, I don't know. I only follow orders. I said, really? I said, okay, can you give me a minute? I have to go back to the boss. So
you went back to the boss?
I went back to the boss. And I asked again and didn't give me any answer. So okay, give me a grievance paper.
So like I'm
gonna fix you guys.
Yeah, I'm reporting you.
Yeah. And she gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I went back to my position and I did my job. I didn't fight with anybody. I didn't argue. I just go home and I mentioned to my son, which was what, maybe about, I don't even know how old he was at the time.
Yeah.
In his 13, in his
teens.
And he said to me, but mom, that's discrimination. I said, yeah, I knew. And I said, what? And he said, what happened? And I explained, and he sit down and he put it on papers. And then when he put it, because you had pretty handwriting than him.
Pretty girl with the pretty writing.
Yeah, he gave it to me and I gave it to you. And I said, write this out for me. And you did.
Yeah. And
I went and I sent it off to Montreal, Ottawa, wherever I sent it at the time. Express mail.
You mailed it?
I mailed it.
Okay.
And I express mail, it's supposed to reach you within 2 days.
Right.
Nobody called, nobody contact me. So I picked up the payphone on the job and I called the person collect.
Really?
Yeah. And I said,
you called them collect?
I called them collect.
You're like, you're paying for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, I'm such and such a person. Did you get a letter from me? He said, yes, I have it sitting on my desk. I didn't have time to read it. And he said, what happened? And I told him. And he says, are you sure? I said, yeah. He says, okay, I'll be in Toronto in such and such a days. And the person, and I said to the person point blank, I said, listen to me, I'm gonna blow this thing.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna go to everybody you can think of. I'm going to go to the Sun. I'm going to
The Star, the Toronto
yeah,
Star, all the media
everybody.
outlets.
Yeah, I said, I'm going to. And the person said to me, no, I'm asking you not to do it. Don't do it. And if what you're telling me is true, I'm going to back you 100%. I said, okay. But this man, and I'm sorry, he was a German. He called the shot. So he was the one who ordered them to move me because I was the only black at the time there. You know, so
it was just so blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the boss for the company, he said to me, I'll back you 100% if this is true.
Wow.
And then when he came and he talked to the one who called the shot, he was gone. And when I got to work the following day, man, everybody was happy because this man, they were so afraid of him. He was so rude.
So he had like no manners.
Yeah. You know, so everybody was just afraid of him when he walks in. Everybody was, you know, fixing up because he's coming. And when they heard that he left and it was me who caused him to go, they couldn't believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then they asked me, they said, what do you want us to do? He says, I need a letter to apologize to me and that it will never happen to anybody else.
Yes.
And, and I must have had the letter someplace here in this house.
Wow. You kept the letter?
Yeah. Never throw it away.
I think you should frame that.
You know,
or at least, you know.
Yeah, I've got situation where right in your face.
Blatant.
And
then I know she's my mom, okay. I know like even like what I want one place I wanted to touch on, you became a supervisor for a company. One of few black women working there?
One of few black women, the first female to be a supervisor there.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the first, and I was black.
And you're black.
Yeah.
And only because I have gone through weird situations in the workplace myself as the only black woman in certain, or the only woman in certain spaces. How did you handle the backlash or the negative energy that came from being in a position of power, being a minority and being a woman? Like how did you walk around with blinders on, like, oh, it doesn't matter, I don't care? Or were you like, I'm here? Like, how did you handle it?
I am. After I realized that all the negative feeling were coming because I was black and I was a supervisor and I would tell what to do. I gave you a paper to do this and you would hesitate to do it, you know, because you didn't want me to give it to you. So I have to put my feet down and let them know, look, when I give you something to do, you do it. It's not if you're going to do it or you're going to do it when you want to, you do it, you know. And so after a while, it's like I had two different what do you call it now, working with, right? So one was very friendly, one set. The other set was like, I don't want her to tell me anything. I don't take orders from her. So I have to let that set know that I may run things. You know? Like I told a man, I said, look, I run things here. You take it as it is, or, you know. So yeah, I have to let them know that I'm in charge. When I ask you to do something, you get it done. You know. So and then after a while, I guess they get it that you know she's in charge. So they do. We didn't. After that, we didn't have any issue. Yeah, things went well.
Yeah. So once you let them know that, look, I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
backing down.
no, I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, and you're not going. You know, I'm telling you what to do.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the position and I had to do what I was told to do. So now I'm telling you what to do. You do it.
Yeah.
Because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It worked out well afterwards.
Yeah.
We become good friends. We understand each other. Yeah, and they would when something to be done, it was done. You know,
got it done. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you would big up Don Queen Wagwan, big up your status? Anything that you would have done differently, like leaving home at 18 or very close to 19, going all the way to a new country, not knowing anyone there, creating a life? We won't even talk about the reach back. We'll leave that alone. But anything you would have done differently? Like, is there anything where you're like, now that I look at it, if I had done this differently, maybe this would have been different? Like, is there anything where you're like, you know, I could have maybe switched up that?
No, you know what? I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change the way things work out for me. You know, because I was brought up to respect, be humble, not to have anybody walk over you, because honestly, I don't go for that. Don't walk on me.
Yeah.
I'll shake you off.
Oh, she will shake you off.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll shake you off. But no. I give God thanks for the things that He had done for me in my life. You know, and He's my way maker. He make ways. You know, sometimes I look back and honestly, I know that I've met a good person. My partner was a good man. Yeah, ambitious. He whatever I have today, he works hard. You know, and he was never, and we never waste.
Yeah, never waste anything.
Yeah, we put every little thing together and make it work. Yeah, because he was the kind of person who, we're gonna do this, never question it. And if he says we're gonna do this, I never question it. You know,
so you just went with
so
you both respected each other's
yes, ideas or thoughts, whatever. If he throws something on the table, I never beat it down. You know, I would support him.
Right.
You know, this is what you want to do. Okay, we see what happened. We go along with it. You know, so if it didn't work how we expected, it's not I'm taking the blame and he's getting the blame. No, it's both of us decision to do it this way.
So it's never like a you.
No, it's not a you business. No pointing finger at each other. You know, it's because of you why I go back to Jamaica and I didn't want to go. No, it was both of us idea. We're looking together. We're doing things together. You know, so yeah, I remember when we were down on the last phase too, and he says, "I'm going. Are you coming?" And I said, "You can't do that. That was not our plans." You know. He says, "Well, are you coming or not?" You know. I said, "Okay." Drop everything. I don't have no regret.
Yeah.
I don't have any regrets of coming back, because I still have the opportunity, the privilege has been given where I can go. I'm here today and I'm gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
taking planes like buses and stuff like that.
So yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
I'm gonna touch really loosely because especially when I was on the other show, I know a lot of my ideals and things that I would say. I don't know if people maybe thought I was making things up or, you know, but like this lady, in terms of how to be a lady, I learned it from her, 100%. And one of the things, like, even when I sit down and I think about you and your life and, you know, your married life and your professional life, she's like, where are you going? Don't worry, I'm not taking you anywhere bad. I promise you. But what I want to touch on is the ability to be in the workplace, be that alpha female. I'm the supervisor, me run things, things no run me. And then you go home and you're somebody's wife and you're able to just,
yeah. Well,
how
you leave work at work. You don't take work home with you. When you go home, you're who you're supposed to be in the home. You're a mother, you're a wife. So you leave work home.
And leave work at work, and
I leave work at work, I meant. Yeah. And when you go home, you do what home requires of you to do. So I have my kids. They have to have supper. They have to have the bath and to go into bed at certain times. And it's done. And I had a good partner, because if he gets home ahead of me, he's gonna start cooking until I get home.
So there was no
it was not like you do this. This is what you have to do as the wife. I have no part. I'm home and I sit back and I wait for you to put my food on the table. No. That wasn't the issue. I had a good man. Yes, I do. Because I would cook the food, and if I have to go grab one of you to put in the bath, he would go take his food himself.
Really?
And if I'm sitting anywhere, and he was the kind of person, like, he would cook because he loved to cook.
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting anywhere else, especially when I'm back home, and you hear him calling me, where are you? And he's coming with my food on the tray, wherever I am, and he bring it for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have help when I'm home.
Yeah.
So, and I don't take work home with me.
Yeah.
I have to look after my kids. I have to be a wife. I have to keep my house clean. And I do what I have to do when I'm home. And when I go to work, I pick up work. But I don't go home with work. No, I don't, because it would drive you crazy.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in problem with your partner.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Any advice? So for somebody, and it's rare to have been in a relationship for 50 years when he passed away. It was 50 years at that point. And they're not together through death, right? Is there any advice? Because I mean, nowadays, I'm not gonna, if I'm in the household, like, for example, if I'm in the house, and I know I was not raised this way, I'm just giving you an example, but if I'm in the household and my kids are there, my man is there, I'm gonna give my kids the food first and then my man, but whereas it was the man gets the food first.
My man gets his food first.
And then the children.
Food, when I dish his food out, when I cook, I'm in the kitchen and I cook, and supper is ready. His food is dished out. And he sit around the table, or he go wherever he wants
to go. If he wants to be
it
in front of the
wasn't like,
TV.
you can't eat in front of the TV. No, eat where you're comfortable. It's your house. Yeah, it's our house. So you're not gonna make a mess where you eat. You know where the plate goes after.
Yeah.
So it wasn't an issue. The man get his food first.
Yeah, because there's always
because
if
there wasn't no man, there wouldn't be no kids.
Say that again.
Yeah, if there was no man, there wouldn't be no kids. So you have to look after the man. Yeah, you love your kids, you take care of them, but you love your man. Your man is first. If he give you a reason for him not to be first, then I understand.
Yeah, that's
a different situation. But yeah, when you have a man, because of him, why you have the kids. So you can't put the kids first. You love your kids, you treat them good. Mind you, I love you guys down to the dirt you guys walk on. But the man have to be looked after. You have to remind him, because don't forget, the woman is the backbone for the man. We have to support the man. We have to show him love to get love.
Yeah.
Because he alone can't love.
Yeah.
both of you have to love each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's you have to take take care of him.
Yeah.
Treat him as the man. You know, you don't want to have a man too.
Yeah.
I treat him as the man and let him feel that he is the head of the house.
Yeah. He's the head of the house.
He's the head of the house.
I remember you and maybe you can explain it better than I can, but I remember you used to say, "He's the head, but I'm the neck."
Yeah, you support.
Explain that.
Because you support him. He has the thinking box up there, but the neck supports the head. So if you don't support the head is gonna fall. It's gonna drop.
So you're equally as important as the head.
Yeah. The neck is as important as the head. So you support the head. You know, you think positive thought. The neck shoot up the positive things to the head. You know, so yeah. You have to concentrate. You have to keep that neck sturdy. You can't. Shaking it as the head might just fall back one day and never come back in place. So,
and then you're like, oh man, what did I do?
Yeah, then it's too late, So yeah, you have to keep a steady neck to have a solid head up there.
Keep a steady neck to have a solid head.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Is there anything you want to tell the massive? Before you go, on any subject, anything.
Well, I can tell anybody that I'm a Christian. I'm a child of God, and there's nothing in this world that you can find pleasure into unless you serve God. There's pleasure out there, but the solid pleasure is serving God, knowing God as your Savior and Lord. Come to know Him. He's an awesome God, and He never fails. He'll see you through any situation. My God, I don't want to start preaching. I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach. I'll go crazy.
She'll go crazy, trust me.
I'll go crazy. But yeah, God is good. He has been good to me. He kept me. I went to Canada, as you heard already, in my teen days, and I could have gone wild. I was not Christian then. I could have gone wild because it was big and open. You could have run. In the 70s, they used to say, 7 women to 1 man? Mm-hmm. And I could have gone crazy, but I remember where I was coming from.
Or was it 7 men to 1 woman?
Something like that.
So there were more men than women?
More men than women.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you could have ran wild.
I could have run wild, but I remember how I was brought up. My parents were Christian. And so even being miles away from them, I was afraid to do anything that would, because back then people would write and tell, oh, Mrs. So-and-so money mash up. So I'm glad for how my parents brought me up. It has been my stepping stone. Mm-hmm. Has been very steady. I look back and how I was brought up, mm-hmm. and I use it as a guideline for the kind of life that I live. Yeah, mm-hmm. I use it as a guideline, and I have no regret. I'm a child of God. I can tell anybody. I'm not ashamed to tell anyone that I am a child of God, and He has been good to me. Mm-hmm. He kept me, healed me. Oh my God! So if you're looking for something good and positive, put God first in your life.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Well, Mama Goodaz,
mm-hmm.
thank you so much. I appreciate, love you.
I love you too, my mama.
Yeah.
I love you too. God bless you. And I pray that what you started now will just take off. You'll find people with positive idea, people who you might walk in your path, that mm-hmm. you might interview. They might have positive things to help somebody else out there.
I love that.
I love that. Yeah, and take it serious.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing, do it well.
Yes.
Be humble.
Yes.
Be humble. You know, because as we say, if you don't remember where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. You know, so take it humble, and I really pray that it will take off, and you know, out of it will come good.
Yeah, and that's the whole. I think out of
to help somebody,
to help somebody.
Yeah, because that's in you. Yeah, that's in you.
Always helping somebody.
That's in you. Yes, always helping somebody.
Yeah.
So I hope you start setting the groundwork, and you'll climb slowly. You soar like an eagle. You know. Yeah. I really pray that you will soar.
Anybody have any quick questions? You could drop in the chat for Mama Goodaz before she runs away. Let's see. So Avanal says, so true. I do that all the time. Leave work at work. Don't call me if it's not important. So she's talking about leaving work at work and going home. And Don Queen says, real love. So you had real love, real love from the relationship. Baby Goodaz says, "Boy, big up Baby Goodaz on the outside," and Alvinal says, "Preach." But yeah, seriously, thank you for this. I love the fact that my very first podcast episode was having a conversation with you, interviewing you. I appreciate that you allowed me to do that. You know, and you trusted me to protect you and to ensure that you're okay. So thank you for it.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
And she makes the best food, and you're not getting none. Alvinal says, the work of your hands will prosper, Goodaz. Well, thank you. Because I forget on airplanes, right? Alvinal, we have to get on airplanes and travel. So yes, thank you for that. Thank you. But I'm gonna let you do your thing. I know you. I'm gonna pull your microphone from you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love you long time. That was Mama Goodaz, the lady who taught me to be a lady. I'll move this lady. You can sleep it there. Cool. All right, ma'am. All right. So that was the first interview on the Big and Serious podcast with Angie Goodaz. Thank you for tuning into that. So like I said earlier, we got a topic. I have a topic that I want to talk about, and I want you to vibe with me. So you're going to talk to me. We're going to talk. We're going to have a conversation. Success. Are you afraid of it? How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts? Let me tell you something. Even as much as, so before I lost my dad, and I lost him in 2021. So I would say up to 3 years ago, I was very much, thank you, Baby Goodaz. Baby Goodaz says, beautiful conversation, mommy. You know what? Thank you for chilling with me, and supporting me. I love you for that. Thank you. I used to be afraid of success. I used to be like, I don't want to get too successful because I don't want people to now look at me a certain way or to, be jealous of me or whatever. So I would actually dim my light, if that makes any sense. So I would not allow myself to excel and express myself and be who I am completely. Did any of you experience that? Did any of you experience that aspect where it's like, ooh, I don't know if I do this thing, I'm gonna be okay with it or I'm gonna be good at it, but I'm a little bit scared. Is that a me thing, or has anybody out there ever felt that way? And I say for me now, I'm like, all right, success, what are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we heading? I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna be me unapologetically, and it's very liberating. It's very liberating. Avanal says it was an amazing conversation. Thank you. I grew up with her. I knew the story. I know other pieces of the story. I'll leave it alone. But I was like, this needs to come out more. And I would love if you have somebody who has gone to another country, or they have a really cool story, like, let me know, hit me up. I'm willing to have a conversation with them. Let's talk. Let's get the stories out there, because there could be pieces of their story that then helps somebody else, right? And that's what it's all about. How are we helping others? How are we doing good so that others can benefit from that good, right? Oh, I love that. Alvin says, I think that's why we are experiencing stagnancy. Um, being afraid of success, being afraid to move forward, being afraid to show up as yourself unapologetically. And so you stay, even though it's like so painful to stay in that box, or to stay in that, position, or whatever it is. It's like, I don't want to go over there. I might shine too much. I used to think that. I might shine too much. So I'm not going to go over there. I'm just going to stay here and not shine. And then I did a few things for years, because I was afraid. Like, I remember working at a place, and I worked at that place for a good 10 years of my life as a young girl. So started when I was 14, worked at that place for a very, very long time. And I remember interviewing for another place and self-sabotaging during that interview. And I mean, that interview was for a job that was a better position, more money, weekends off. And I mean, I was always in that other place on weekends and everything. And I got so scared of being successful. And I got so scared of really being that girl with money now, because in high school, or even in middle school, because I got my first job in middle school, my first real job aside from the paper routes and the babysitting. But I was always that girl who always had money. I always had money because I was always working. I was always working. I got my paper route at 9, and that was because someone stole my bicycle, and my father said he was not buying it back. So I got a paper route so that I could buy myself a bicycle. And then I started babysitting at the age of 12, but I always had money. Like, this girl always had money, and could buy whatever I wanted, could do whatever I wanted, really, because I had my own money. Didn't have to ask, my parents to get me like the latest clothes. I was buying it for myself. But when I went to that job interview, and I knew some of the energy that I was getting from people already being that girl, so to speak. So I think a part of me was like, you know what, if I go get this other job that's going to give me more money, I don't know how the people are going to treat me. I don't know how the reactions are going to be. And so I remember self-sabotaging during that interview, completely botching the answers, just completely, like, they were like, why do you want to leave the other place? They said, why do you want to leave the other job? You still have it. You're doing well there. Why do you want to leave? And I was like, I don't know that I want to leave. Like, do you really say that in an interview? But I said to them, I don't know that I want to leave. Maybe I'm better off staying over there. And that was all out of fear. That self-sabotage was out of fear. Alvinal says, lacks in limitations because we are afraid to take the big step. Yes. We are afraid to take that big step because you just don't know. Like, let me tell you, I knew I was going to start this podcast on January 2nd. Now, mind you, where I was on January 2nd the internet couldn't handle what I was trying to do. But really and truly, if I sit down and I'm 100% transparent with you, was I actually prepared to launch this podcast on January 2nd? Absolutely not. And when did I actually finalize some of the pieces of the puzzle for this podcast? 1:30 this morning, because there was a piece of fear. There was a piece of fear, like, oh man, I'm coming from the mix-up show. I'm coming from the familiarity of that. I'm coming from the blender. I'm coming from, a lot of the ideas and energy that I had put into that, and that was very familiar to me. I'm not trying to top anything, okay? I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to do me, but can I do me successfully? And you get those minutes of self-doubt. I mean, there was a minute where I was like, Goodaz, who the heck do you think you are, really and truly? Like, what makes you feel like somebody's going to want to sit there and listen to you yammer for 2 hours, right? Or what makes you think that people are going to want to talk to you? When I said to my mom, Mama Goodaz, I would love to interview you on my podcast, there was a piece of me that was like, girl, you got a lot of audacity. You're asking your mom to come on your podcast. Like, excuse you? So the fear of taking the big step is it's a very real thing. Baby Goodaz says, I think a lot of people silently dim their lights to make others comfortable. And sometimes we're simply too scared to elevate because we think we'll lose people. 100%. 100%. Oh man, I'm gonna lose a really good friend if I outshine them, or if I'm too successful. I remember getting my new car. and I'm not even talking about the one I have now. I'm talking about my very first car. After cutting a deal with my dad, getting my first car, him buying it for me, and it was a sports car. I remember being scared to drive it to school, not because it was manual transmission or anything like that, but because could I handle somebody being jealous over the fact that I have my own car? Did I want to deal with that? Right? Was I going to lose friends because I had my own car? I mean, one of the lucky things for me, big up my 2 besties in high school. So there were 3 girls that I talked to that I kind of rotated around, and we all kind of got our cars at the same time. So that was mad cool. So like one pulled up with a car, and then all of a sudden all 4 of us had our own cars. And, so that part of it was really cool. But at the same time, the fear, the fear. I might lose this person. They might be upset. They might be jealous. They might treat me differently. I might be a lone wolf. And it's crazy. Alvinal says, we are blocking ourselves from our higher purpose. I think so. I remember when I made the decision to leave the other podcast because, it was time to go. That's all I'm going to say. It was time for me to go. And I remember making the decision to leave, and having the self-doubts and even thinking like, oh, I don't even know that I can do this. And when the turn of events happened that I really was leaving and I really wasn't coming back, let's just say it was a mutual decision. Because, at one point I was then told like, yeah, you're not coming back. I went from that night being told that to the next day in my day job being asked to interview some higher ups, like interview some suits, so to speak. People that like my boss's 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 boss, being asked to do that for a forum. And I remember sitting there like in the office of who was my boss's boss at the time, asking me to do these interviews, or saying to me, I think you should do these interviews, and do it podcast style. Here we are, it's just got a podcast, but do it podcast style, have this interview, have a conversation with these people for this forum or for this event. And I remember sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, right? What if I really had not thought that I had the audacity to interview people, right? What if I had not felt like I was good enough to do that? What if I had felt like I was not good enough to, like, I'm gonna always be grateful to that other podcast because it opened a lot of doors for me, and a lot of and not only in, I'm not going to say not opportunities wise, it opened a lot of doors for me in understanding my own abilities as a person, if that makes any sense to you. It helped me to understand my own abilities and what I am capable of and what I can do. And where do I want to take that talent? What do I want to do with that talent? It's a big thing, man. It's a big thing, you know? But like, and I still kind of struggle with success. Baby Goodaz is probably rolling her eyes right now. I'm getting better at it. It's a work in progress for me to understand and accept the things as they come, the good things as they come, and the opportunities as they come, and to actually not have imposter syndrome. Because imposter syndrome is crazy. Like, you feel like, ooh, I don't know if I actually really deserve that thing, or I don't know if I really should be there, right? And it's like, no, 100% you should be there. 100% you deserve it. You deserve all the good things. And you are capable. If your mind can conceive it, believe me when I tell you, you can achieve it. Like, you can do it. If your mind can come up with that thought process of, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna drink this water. I'm gonna drink all of this water, and I'm gonna be so hydrated and so refreshed. You know, it's not like but my tummy's full, and so I don't know, maybe the water is gonna make me feel a little too full, and maybe I won't be able to sleep tonight because now I've drank all this. No, I'm gonna drink this water, and it's gonna be like the best thing ever for me, right? And I deserve to drink this clean, pure water. That's where we got to get ourselves. You know, that's where we got to get ourselves. 100%. You know, let's start walking in our purpose. 2025. In 2025, I'm going to thrive. I expect you to do the same. I expect you to thrive in 2025, right? That's what we're doing this year. We're not surviving. We're thriving. We're taking all of the good things and we're taking it unapologetically. And we're standing 10 toes on our purpose, in our purpose. And we're doing what we got to do. And we are not giving a F who wants to be mad about it or who we're going to lose in the way on the process of it, because we're doing what we got to do, right? That's what we're doing in 2025. Okay. I got about 8 minutes left. Can you believe it? I did it. I did it. 8 minutes left in the podcast. So what can I say? Alvinel says, my favorite morning affirmation is, all is well and everything is working for my highest good. And out of this experience, only good will come and I am safe. Don Queen says yes as well. Yeah, I love that. I'm going to read that one more time. My favorite morning affirmation is, all is well and everything is working for my highest good. And out of this experience, only good will come and I am safe. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I am safe. You know, and that'll be like another conversation we'll have down the road of this podcasting journey. But I remember, as much as, when did I go to the Sierra concert, Missy Elliott concert? August? It was August, right, Baby Goodaz? I remember going through August, not feeling safe, having the wildest panic attacks. Like, I'm not safe. I'm not safe. Oh my gosh. And I would have to be like, Angie, it's okay. You're safe. You're fine. And it's not to say that I was in situations where, it's not to say that I was in situations where it was like, oh, you put yourself in, you're in the situation where harm could come to you. No, literally, for example, reversing my car to back in to a parking spot where behind me is a wall. So it's not even to say I'm going to back up and I'm going to hit another car. I am reversing my car in the parking spot in order for it to be easier for me to leave. But behind me is a wall. And it's a parking spot. And I remember having a panic attack and having to say to myself, Angie, you're safe. What the heck was that? I'm so glad that that is behind me. And I'm sure Baby Goodaz would be like, yo, she was a little loopy for a while there. But like, what? So I love that the last part of your affirmation is, I am safe. Because listen to me, when I tell you that feeling of not feeling safe, whew, that is so crippling. That is so crippling. You know, it's wild how crippling it is, right? But being safe is like one of our basic needs. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, being safe is like the basic thing, right? But that's such a beautiful, that's a beautiful affirmation. I really love that. Don Queen says that's beautiful, Albanal. But yeah, so we showing up. We are showing up. If I were to throw out a few big ups, of course, Albanal, Baby Goodaz, big up yourselves. Big up Singing P. So Singing P was actually supposed to be, I had initially asked Singing P to be my first interview on the podcast, but big up Calvin from Aiming for Greatness Photography, who said to me, you know, you really should interview your mom so that you can have that memory. And so Calvin, big up yourself. Thank you for that beautiful suggestion. So big up Singing P, big up the crew from Roots Rock Reggae, which is on CKUT 90.3 FM in Montreal. You can find me there at 2:00 in the morning on Mondays, where I do information for the nation. I just bring information to the nation. It's usually, it's supposed to be 20 minutes. It usually takes about an hour by the time we have all the conversation. But you know, if you're ever feeling insomnia, or if you're working late, or you just want to catch me outside in Montreal on the radio, I'm there. And you can actually go to the CKUT 90.3 FM website, go to archives, and you can catch the show. So it's 2:00 in the morning. So that's about an hour into their show. So thank you, Singing P, for that opportunity and for allowing me to be a part of that team. So I'm a part of that team over there. I did big up Glenn C earlier. Love you every time. Big up the Mix Up Show Massive. If I start trying to remember everybody, you know, we'll have problems. But just thank you to everyone. TikTok, I'm coming for you. You know, I'm gonna sort this out so that we can be live over there as well. So you'll have options. So by next week, you know, you'll have the option of catching me here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Angie Goodaz, or on YouTube at Angie Goodaz, or on TikTok at Angie Goodaz. And if you're looking for me, it's at Angie Goodaz. Oh my goodness, we got Miss Diva. Girl, don't cuss me. I didn't forget. Big up Miss Diva. I am her Canadian manager. So if you're ever looking for shows you want her to perform, girlfriend's doing soca now. She's in Trinidad right now. Diva girl. She's in Trinidad right now on a press tour, doing all kinds of interviews and all of that stuff. So big up yourself. Be safe. We will meet in Canada. I'll return after you because you'll be there before me. But love you long time, girl. Very proud of you. And catch her new single, Meet Me on the Road. It'll make you whine and bubble and all of that stuff. And of course, her album is out, Number One Girl. She's got some fire tracks on there. Even a track with Luton Fire, a track with Macca Diamond, a track with George Washington. Oh no, that's not I can't remember his name right now. Glenn Washington. Jeez. Don't kill me, okay, Mr. Washington. She's a track with Glenn Washington as well. Richie Flo, Asher. So check out that album. It's actually really good. I've listened to that album on my stereo in my car, and its production's really good on that. So go and check that out. Reggae Nights. I don't know if you're gonna be back on the air or not, but you know, we waiting. We watching, we sitting and watching and waiting and wondering and looking for you. So you know, you done know. You can forward at any time. So if I were to tell you, I got like 1 minute left. What is the goals for Big and Serious Podcast? we're going to bring good things. We're going to have good conversations and we're going to have a good time. And it's not music based. Big up Wheelie Don Productions for my 2 logos, the Angie Goodaz logo and the Big and Serious logo. And you hear that music? That was produced by Wheelie Don Productions. Love you long time for my beat. That's my exclusive beat, eh? That's my beat. It's called Casamigos and it's mine. I have the rights to that. He made that for me. I feel really special. This is my beat, so you'll hear that on the podcast. And yeah, on Friday, so tomorrow I will be doing the New Music Friday. So if you're an artist, I like to focus on Canadian artists, okay? It's not that I'm being biased, but you know what? I'm gonna give some love to Canadian artists. So if you're a Canadian artist, you have a new song, or if you know of a new song by a Canadian artist, you want me to highlight it, please hit me up in my DMs or send me an email. And Angie at angiegoodaz.com, or is it Angela? Angela or Angie at angiegoodaz.com. Hit me up, send me an email, and I'll check it out, and you might see it on the video. You never know. And then on Sundays, we will bring back Respect You, where we talk about music from the past, and we will just highlight that because we can't forget about the music of the past. And that also reminds me, you can catch Singing P and Mad Vibes on Talk the Tings on Wednesday nights from, what time does it start? Talk the Tings, I think it starts at 8 o'clock and it goes until 9 till 11, Talk the Tings. And they're on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So they had a very interesting conversation last night about DJs and, you know, knowing your audience, knowing the craft and knowing how to play for people. It's really cool over there. And they interview artists as well. So, and they talk the things. So don't miss that. Is there anything else? I can't really think of anything else. Alvinal says my other song. Well, send it to me. Send it to me. Alvinal says, beautiful session, Goodaz. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed being here with you. Thank you so much. I can't believe you actually listened to me for 2 hours now. What a thing. But anyway, I'm going to go. I left a mess in the bathroom and I don't want Mama Goodaz to see it because there's makeup everywhere. Like it looked like my makeup bag threw up all over the counter. So I'm going to go fix that. Baby Goodaz, big up yourself. Thank you so much for your support, Liz. Just seeing your name in the chat, ooh, you warmed my heart. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for being here the whole time with me. I'm going to go. I'll see you next week. I'll see you tomorrow through video of New Music Friday. So don't miss that, okay? Peace, be good. Be good at being bad, but don't hurt nobody. All right? I'm out.